Hello all, this is Dr. Dave Maslach talking to you about Reciprocity.com. The E is written with a 3, and in this particular video I want to talk to you about what do you actually do when you encounter difficulties during your PhD project or your dissertation. So if you don't know me, I'm an Associate Professor of Innovation Strategy and Entrepreneurship, and I created this whole Reciprocity Project to give back as much as I possibly can. There were so many people that helped me out that I wanted to pay the favor forward and help you out. All right, so all PhDs, all PhD projects, all dissertations, all thesis, they're going to run into problems. We know that. This is kind of an fact of life if you're in academia. You will run into issues. You're going to think that, so if you take this view of sort of hypothesis testing and you sort of pre-plan everything and just sort of execute on the pre-plan, you're going to run into issues. We know this is kind of normal in academic life, that you will encounter problems and difficulties along the way. Maybe it's going to be data that's not going to work out for you, quote unquote, work out for you. Maybe it is going to be your theory doesn't hold that well. Maybe people are going to criticize what you're working on. It is all part of being in academia. It's all part of being a scientist. It's all part of being in graduate school. So I think instead of saying, we often chastise scientists and PhDs as doing bad science when they're trying to work around different things. But rather, what I'm going to suggest, what we should be working on is encouraging people to working on emotional and leadership training for scientists and PhDs around the world. That's part of this whole Reciprocity Project, right? So I'm trying to help you out and encourage you to work towards bettering yourself, becoming a better leader, and working on things as you are working during your PhD, during your graduate school, or maybe you're a professor. We need this kind of stuff. We all need this kind of stuff. It doesn't matter who you are. We need sort of emotional and leadership training, and nobody's doing this at this moment. So that's why I think that this project is really, really important. So what do you do when you actually encounter difficulties in PhD, difficulties during your PhD? What I would do, so here's what I would do. The first thing is just don't panic. This is normal. Realize that everybody else is going through this. And if you talk to other scientists, they're going to say, oh, I'm really smart, and I can do this kind of stuff myself, and I don't need anybody's help. Don't listen to them. They are, if it's true, then they're the minority. If it's not true, then you can just ignore them, and likely it's not going to be true that they are getting this kind of stuff. It's usually really difficult. We all struggle with it, so don't panic. And we all have to make judgment calls with science. This is what our assumptions are, right? Whenever we make judgment calls, this is normal. And don't sort of get all caught up in making these judgment calls and saying that you're doing bad science and punishing yourself in any sort of way. Just do your best. That's the first thing I want to encourage. Be transparent, do your best. The second thing that I want you to do is to pause and take some time. So what I thought when I first started doing this is that the more that I actually work, the harder I actually work when there's problems, the better off I'm going to be. I've since learned that the best thing that you can do is take a step back when you encounter these problems. And what you should be doing is slowing down and walking through things carefully. So this might be, reaching out to other people, asking for help in these scenarios. Maybe it's your advisor that you have, maybe it's a colleague that you have. All these kind of things are going to help you out, and it's going to be much better than sort of just charging forward with this particular thing. And that's the third thing I want you to sort of think about, is what you should be doing is not stopping. I don't want you to stop with the sort of thing that you're working on, but I want you to take measured steps going forward, right? So just keep going forward and keep progressing towards the thing that you're working on. That's going to be a really important thing for you, to keep working going forward, because we need to make progress. That's our job. We need to continue to write. We need to continue to do research. So just keep taking measured steps forward. The best thing that you can do, especially if you're really stuck, is to stop, get some rest, and get up and do it again tomorrow. And it's very likely that you're going to find the solution tomorrow, or maybe later on that day, or maybe in a week. So just keep moving forward, and it's going to help you out a lot. The fourth thing that I want you to do is to create some sort of plan. And the plan is not necessarily in the sense that it's written down and it's sort of a strict thing that you have to abide by, but rather that it's giving you guidances to look for alternatives when things don't work out, right? So that's where the plan comes in. When you get stuck, you write it down and you look for these different alternatives. You might say, I might go this way or that way. And then you sort of write down which way is the best alternative going forward, and actually go through that alternative. That's going to be the best thing for you. There's always going to be workarounds. There's always going to be sort of sidestep things that you have to work around a problem. And we have to rationally think through and slowly think through how to get through these difficulties that we have. And the last thing I want you to realize, this is really incredibly important, is I want you to realize that you can do this. If you're feeling really stuck, if you're feeling really down, if you're feeling really challenged at this moment, I want you to realize that many people before you are not as smart. And we've all done this. We've all been in this scenario. And if you just keep taking measured steps forward, trying to think through things, slowing it down as much as you can, the better off you're going to be. And realize, even if you make a mistake, we're all going to be proud of you. I don't care who you're talking to. We're all proud of the things that you're working on. It's a hard problem that you're working on, and we all recognize that, and nobody's going to discount that the thing that you're working on is easy. So just keep going forward. Keep working on the things that you're trying to work on, and it will get solved. Don't give up. Keep working forward, trying to focus on your productivity. All right, so if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, do subscribe to the YouTube channel, and take care and have a wonderful day. Bye.